So let's talk about League One to kind of give you an idea on how this preview is going to be structured because we have 17 teams now. Rest in peace, Tormenta. We don't want to have a 2 hour to 2.5 hour long show. So we're dedicating roughly around 5.5 minutes to each team, a little more, a little less, give and take. So that's going to be kind of how we structure this so it doesn't get too long for the people who want to watch the full thing. So with that, let's go ahead and talk about our predicted table. For the USL show rankings, we had Omaha first, AC Boise second. We got Spokane Velocity third, Portland Hearts of Pine in fourth, Chattanooga Red Wolves come in fifth, Fort Wayne FC joins us in sixth, Greenville Triumph in seventh, and the defending champions, One Knox, are in the final playoff spot in eighth. The first to miss out are Alex's Richmond. We got Sarasota Paradise. Then we got Charlotte Independence, New York Cosmos, the Ford Madison, Corpus Christi, FC Naples, AV Alta, and with the wooden spoon is going to be Westchester SC. What do the fans think? Well, the fans and us are very different. With Portland in first, no bias at all. We have Omaha second, Spokane also in third. One Knox, the defending champions. The fans have them in fourth. Boise come up in fifth. Chattanooga in sixth, FC Naples in seventh, AV Alta in eighth in our final playoff spot. First team missing the playoffs is going to be Charlotte, then Fort Wayne, then Greenville, then Madison, then Richmond, then Sarasota, then Cosmos, then Corpus Christi, and in last with the wooden spoon is going to be Westchester. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get into the preview. In our first place, we have Union Omaha, where I'm just going to ask the question, does Candela reinvent 2025's success, or does he just kind of stick with what worked towards the end of the season?
Oh, you know what? Omaha is the very easy pick for number one, in my opinion. You can't, I don't know. What one thing we've learned over the last few years is just, you don't bet against Omaha. They're going to be good. No. They've got a stacked roster. In fact, I haven't even really been paying that much attention to Omaha in the offseason because they've put together such a solid roster. I think that they are going to keep this, having Tequila and Botello up front. That's just silly. Navarro, Kasim, with Adrian Billhart in backup. This is a stacked roster.
Yeah, you're looking at Pato up top. You're looking at Tequila kind of playing a second striker, maybe a false nine, to kind of complement that 10 role he took at One Knox. Prosper Kasim, but his backup is Adrian Billhart. That's just gross. There's a lot of just good movement in for them. I'm really interested to see how this team kind of takes the next step, especially without Stefano Pino, where last year it felt like Pato Faz and Pino were really working well with each other, and that's what kind of spurred them forward. But Pino has gone off to the 4th division in Brazil again, and so it's going to be really, really interesting to see if Tequila is able to bring the same kind of partnership with Pato.
Yeah. And the other, the thing about Omaha is you look at who they lost besides, they lost Joe Gallardo and they brought in Adrian Billhart almost immediately. Gabriel Cabral. It's very, very difficult to bet against this roster. I think they're a very clear, easy number one moving into the season.
Do we possibly undervalue how much a loss of Max Schneider or Charlie Ostrom, maybe a Akoff or even a Bronick, who was pretty good last year, but not one of the superstars on the team, but a good young talent? Are we maybe underrating just how big of losses those are?
I don't think so. It's just something. There's something about Omaha is that they can lose big names like that, and then recruit with the best of them every year. And I know this is something that it's an organizational success story that they are known for taking care of their players. They pay decent wages. They provide all the benefits even though they don't have to. Like they're the gold standard of where players in this league want to go play. So no, I don't think we're underestimating the loss of them. I think that they've done a fine job filling this back in.
To kind of take John's words a little bit, and I'll reference them from time to time. He called them the surest top three lock that you can find.
Yeah.
We'll talk about some of those other top teams that we're mostly in agreement with here on the USL show, where the fans are a little bit different. But I think for me, the only way that Omaha doesn't finish first is if AC Boise is that good, like gangbusters good, or if frankly, if Omaha starts off the way they started last season, where they were kind of dead in the water, and then Casciato leaves, and everybody just kind of assumes this is how Omaha dies. This is how Omaha dies, right? And then they just turn it on because that's just what they do. The only way I see them not finishing first is AC Boise is just who we think they are, or they start off horrifically.
Yeah, and we'll get to the other teams in the top four, but in a minute. But yeah, I think that I'm not ready to say they're like the clear number one, but they're definitely top three, top four for sure.
What other kind of final thoughts do you have for Union Omaha?
So look, going into the season, I know Adrian Billhart. He has posted on social media that he is 100%. He's healthy. He feels better than he's ever felt. Better than he ever felt when he was at Richmond.
Wow.
He's a very dangerous player when he's healthy, and to have him, right there with Prosper Kasim, like, yeah, that right side of the pitch is just going to be deadly.
Uh, just because he's the star boy. I love Prosper. Prosper Kasim is like my all-time favorite player across any league ever. I just love him so much. Just a good human being, and what a wand of a left foot. I really do hope that this year turns into a little bit more solidity for him. I think that's going to be that's something I'm watching. I'm also watching Gabriel Cabral. I think when you're looking at number 8 across this league, I don't think you're going to get much better than
Yeah.
him. And getting him and Tequila, both one from One Knox, one from Tormenta, I think that is just an unbelievable retooling for Omaha.
And don't sleep on Sergio Oris on the left side either. That he's ridiculous.